observation that you made by comparing these three personalities? Yeah. See, all three are encountering opposite sex related information, correct? Saubhari was encountering two fishes mating, and Shukadeva Goswami saw some ladies taking bath without clothes, and Haridas Thakur saw the prostitute coming and exposing different parts of her body to attract him. So now what is the difference between these three people? Who can say? Any of you? Is there difference or no difference? See, there is an action and there is a response. So all the three people were faced with certain disturbing actions. Do you agree? All three faced some disturbing actions. So the response was same or different? Different. So my question is, why it is different? Yes.
Because in first...
And give a mic. You have a mic also? Or you don't have a mic? Okay. Loudly, Prabhu.
In case of sovereign money, he was not doing on what... He was not concentrated, focused on what he was doing.
Oh, he says Saubhari Muni was having a lack of concentration, he is telling. Okay. Like sometimes our chanting is poor, like that his meditation was poor. Okay. Yes? Anything more? And anybody else? Yes, Prabhu? Observation. Absorption was, who had absorption? They both had absorption. And what about that other fellow, Saubhari Muni? He was distracted. See, distraction means alternative attraction. What is the definition of distraction? He had alternative attraction to the fishes mating. Okay, good point, yes? Okay, so many of you have made this point about focus. So our Shukadeva Goswami and Haridas Thakur were focused on their absorption, whereas Saubhari Muni got distraction. Good, all these are right. So I am going to give you an alternative answer. You see, Shukadeva Goswami had Jnana Chakshu, Haridas Thakur had Prema Chakshu, and Saubhari Muni had Avidya Chakshu. So it all depends on how we see. So if you have Prema Chakshu, eyes tinged with salve of love, you all know this. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti. See, the Chakshu and the Hriday have a connection. In case one has eyes of love, he sees the whole world as Krishna's energy. He sees Krishna everywhere. So in his heart always Krishna is residing. That is example for whom? Haridas Thakur. Is it not? And our Shukadeva Goswami had a Jnana Chakshu. He was a Brahman realized Jnani fully. So he could not see difference between man and woman. He saw only difference between soul and body. Jnani sees difference between soul and body. No difference between man and woman. Because man's body is made of Panchamahabhut. Woman's body is also made of Panchamahabhut. What is the difference? Isn't it? Similarly, man's body or woman's body, soul is same in quality, no difference. So what makes us see the difference is moha, illusion. So he was beyond moha. He had no avidya in his heart, no ignorance. So he was liberated. But our Saubhari Muni, he saw with avidya chakshu. Avidya means ignorance. So therefore all of us, are we free from ignorance or are we still in ignorance? So we should take the example of Saubhari Muni very seriously. Because our avidya is still not gone. Therefore, see, Saubhari Muni saw two fishes mating. Correct, no? Fish mating created such agitation in him that he married 50 daughters of Mandata king. On the other hand, Haridas Thakur also had opened eyes. He saw the prostitute, still he was not agitated because his eyes were tinged with Premanjan. Correct, no? Which means there is one picture you might have seen, no? Buramat dekho, Buramat suno, Buramat bolo. Gandhi had these three monkeys in his altar. You know that? So he used to have, he was the favorite for Gandhi. So simply closing eyes, closing ears, closing mouth alone is not enough. We have to develop a higher taste and we have to destroy the ignorance in our heart. So study of Shastra also destroys ignorance gradually. And faithfully following a pure devotee Acharya like Srila Prabhupada and his books, it gradually destroys ignorance. And regularly reading Prabhupada books and regularly coming in satsanga gradually can destroy the ignorance, little by little, like Cheto Drapana Marjana. So this we should know, that when we are not completely free from ignorance, we should not put ourselves in risky situations. So therefore, if you want to build determination, see, for example, if cement is wet, will you walk with the boots on the top of it? No, you allow it to dry first, and then you can walk. Similarly, we should allow our determination to build first, before we can subject ourselves to vulnerable situations in the world outside. Therefore, it is said, please repeat this, out of sight, out of mind. So keep a long distance from tempting environment. It's very important. Some of your friends will ask you, hey, अगर guts हो तो आओ, party में आओ. अरे guts हो तो उसके वो लड़की के पास जाकर बात करो. Some people say like that. They say, I am talking to the girl, if you have guts, come on, you can go and talk to her. Sometimes devotees feel, they are making me look like a coward. They are making me look like a fool. I don't have such determination like these fellows. These fellows are so smart. You may feel like that. But you should tell them very boldly, अगर guts हो तो 16 माला करके दिखाओ. Right now? Isn't it? अगर guts हो तो सुबह उठ कर दिखाओ. 4 बजे उठो. 4 बजे क्या उठोगे? 4 बजे सोने के लिए जाएंगे. So therefore you should know the activities which you are all doing is also not ordinary. How many of your friends can give up their girlfriends? How many of your friends can chant 16 rounds? How many of your friends will have the guts to wear dhoti kurta? They are only wearing jeans, t-shirt and dancing in DJ in the college. Tell them to wear dhoti kurta. How many of them can wear tilak and walk on the road? So just as they don't have guts to do what you can do, so they are demanding guts to do nonsense. So you can tell them. If somebody says, "Agar guts ho to dikao, eat this stool and show me that you have guts." Now, why should we eat a stool? That is meant for the pigs. Similarly, if they say dirty things you do and show, we don't have to show that. We can tell them, things meant for pigs are meant for the pigs. So therefore, we should know that Haridas Thakur had a firm determination to chant the holy name, and he developed a higher taste. So we are all followers of Haridas Thakur. We will also develop higher taste. Today, a college boy should have such a determination. Even if a girl comes and proposes to you, you should not oblige. You should say that first I will focus on my academics, and then I will pass the exam and take a job, and then with my father, mother's consent, I may consider marriage. Correct, no? If any of you wish to marry. So one should not fall prey to illicit sex, one should not fall prey to smoking, drinking, drugs and all these things. So you all are already blessed souls because you were saved before you can get spoiled by devotees. But now you are gradually building more and more determination. Yes. If Krishna wants this at any cost, I will do it. You are determined. That is actually called determination. And having faith that Krishna will help me. Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kohe Sudrida Nishchay Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. Like that, there is a famous verse in CC. It says that if I practice Krishna consciousness, that will take care of everything. Krishna will protect me. Having that firm faith. See, there are different aspects of determination. Read the first one. Like you see the Ganga, when Ganga is flowing towards the ocean, sometimes there is a log of wood lying. Ganga goes in the top of it or below it. Sometimes there is a big rock, then the Ganga goes from the sides. So like this, ultimately Ganga's goal is to reach the ocean. So that example is given by Kunti Maharani. Tvai me ananya vishaya, boliye. Tvai me matir madhupate sakrit. Ratim budbhahatat adha Gange vaugham udanvati. Oh my Lord Krishna, Kunti is telling, may my mind flow towards your lotus feet exactly as the Ganga is rushing towards the ocean despite all obstacles. Let me not give any excuses. This excuse and that excuse. So from Kunti we can learn this, that in our life we may have many excuses why we are not getting up early in the morning, why we are not completing rounds in the morning, why we are not reading Prabhupada books, why we are not coming to the temple, why we got swayed by Maya. We can have many reasons, but Kuttimanani doesn't give any reasons. So that is the first thing. Second thing is, read the second one. When you go home and the TV is going on full blast, all are watching, and you are sitting in the room trying to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, and there's a big sound going on, then the mind is tempted. Let me watch just for 5 minutes. I will watch. See, generally Maya will never tell you, give your whole life to me. She will tell you, beta, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Then if you don't give her 5 minutes, say, 1 minute. थोड़ा देख लो क्या प्रोग्राम चल रहा है, देख लो कम से कम. She will call you 1 minute. It's exactly like that story of that camel and the sheikh. You know that? A sheikh was sleeping in a tent peacefully. It was a chill winter. The camel said, Sir, it's very cold outside. Can I put my head inside? And the sheikh said, Go ahead. Don't disturb me, he said. Then after some time he heard another sound. Sir, it is too cold outside. Can I put my front legs inside? He said, Don't disturb me. Go ahead, he said. And then he said, Sir, it is too chill on my back. Can I put my rear back legs also inside? He said, Go ahead, he said. Suddenly the sheikh felt his whole body was chill. And it was too cold, freezing cold, and he opened his eyes and saw there was no tent. You know why? Because tent was next to him, and who was inside? Camel, whole camel was inside. So the camel came little by little inside, and he kicked out the master outside. And that is what happens with Maya also. Maya will request you permission, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Then she will put a noose around your neck and pull you completely. So generally you don't keep yourself alone. When you go home also, go to the temple nearby, take darshan, chant, read Prabhupada books, hear lectures, call the devotees on phone every day and keep in touch with devotees. You can ask the devotees what it is when as Bhakti Maharaj speak in the morning today, in case you missed the lecture. You can ask. So in this way, you keep yourself Krishna conscious. Therefore there is a saying in English, idle man's mind is a devil's workshop. If you have some free time, Maya will come and occupy it. So never leave any free time. Read the third one. This is determination. Even if one fails, one should have the strength to get up and fight. Just like Ajamila, he fell down. But then you will find he took a great vow. I will conclude with that. Soham tata yatishyami yata chittendriya driyanilaha yatha na bhuya atmanam andhe tamasi majjaye. I am such a sinful person, but since I have now gotten this opportunity, I must completely control my mind, life and senses, and always engage in devotional service, so that I may not fall again into the deep darkness and ignorance of material life. So this is the determination of who? Ajamila. You all know the Ajamila pastime. At the end of it, when Vishnudutas, Yamadutas came and they had a talk and everything, after they disappeared, Ajamila spoke like this. At least at that time, Sadbuddhi came to him. Similarly, in case we committed a mistake, one should not keep lamenting. Rather, one should rise again and take a determined vow. Ajamila said, I will go to Haridwar. I will take bath in Ganga every day. I will join some Vishnu temple. Every day I will associate with saintly persons. I will chant the holy name. I will worship Lord Vishnu. I will lead a pure life. He had a great aspiration for leading a pure life. And he did all that. Subsequently, in the next few verses you will see Ajamila could do that. So, I will show you one verse purport of Prabhupada in the Bhagavatam, which I have made it into a PPT, one slide PPT, I will show you. That gives you a great secret. See, this is a verse number you can note down, 3924, Bhagavatam. 3924. So, I am going to show you a small flow chart based on this one purport, very good purport it is. See here, Prabhupada says here, association with fallen conditioned souls, which you all get when we go out, even we are also conditioned souls, and we associate with other conditioned souls. Then what happens? See the below one. If I am not strong spiritually and if I am inattentive, then what happens to me? I will be diverted from spiritual energy to material energy by taking a U-turn. Like for example, I came to spiritual life, if I am not becoming stronger and stronger day after day in spiritual life, and I am also inattentive, then I will take a U-turn and go back to material life. Is that clear? Those two things. And the result is fall down from Brahminical excellence. Example I will tell you is Ajamila. Ajamila, was he spiritually strong when he went to forest? Was he strong? No, he was not spiritually strong. He was a pious Brahmana. He was a ritualistic Brahmana. He didn't know much about soul, God, relationship, and he was not chanting Hare Krishna like regularly. And he had obedience to mother and father and Guru and then Vishnu, doing some Riti Rivaj, but he was not actually a solidly situated Vaishnava. He was doing Sandhya Vandan 3 times and all that. So, because he was not spiritually having a deep understanding of Atma Paramatma Sambandha. And was he inattentive or attentive? See, he went for what purpose? Plucking flowers. So while plucking flowers, he looked somewhere else. Correct, no? And then he saw a sight, which was a dirty sight. So what should he have done? Any of you? Imagine you are in Ajamila's position. What you will do? Anybody? Same thing you will do what all he did? Or you will do something else? What you will do? Same thing? What you will do in case you went to pluck flowers, suddenly you saw such a sight. So you are becoming attracted to that lady who is a prostitute. After that your mind is agitated now. You have seen her now and you want her, your mind wants to enjoy her. So what you will do? You will chant Hare Krishna, okay? You will not be agitated. Okay, you are seeing that. See, nowadays you are seeing so many boys, girls going in bike, embracing, kissing and enjoying life. Don't you get agitated when you see? Yeah? I am not asking about if and buts. I am just asking a plain question. Do you become agitated or not? Yes, we become agitated. So after the agitation, what you should do? For example, if Ajamila, he has a chaste wife and mother, father at home. So now he is watching it and getting agitated. What you should do? You should? He did that also. He recalled knowledge also. And he even remembered some shlokas also. But consult whom? One Haribol for him. Haribol. So you should go home and tell his wife, today I saw a woman more beautiful than you, I am attracted. So I am thinking of checking you out and bringing her. Such thoughts are coming in my mind. And you should go and tell his father also, Mama, Papa, today I saw such a dirty thing. I am agitated. Abhi kya karne wala mujhe malum nahi. Immediately father will call a Guruji. Guruji isko upadesh do isko abhi. And Guruji will come with a bead bag also. Beta mala le lo. Mala gumao baito. Because Guruji will not leave, he will give him advice. Did he seek anybody's advice? No, he made his own determination, his own decision. He made his own decision. He consulted only a 4-letter guru. You know who is that? His mind. He didn't consult his father, mother, wife, or any Vaishnava guru. He didn't consult. So all of you friends, in your life when you are agitated, you should consult at least your senior brahmachari is guiding you. You should consult. Prabhuji, I am getting disturbed. Like one boy came and said, Prabhu, I saw something in the internet. I am getting very disturbed. Then his senior immediately gave him a program. Okay, now you will not use internet anymore. Throw away your smartphone. Get a button phone, they told him. So that is one easy solution. So he threw away his smartphone, got a button phone. Then they told every day chant 4 more extra rounds. For 2 months or 3 months he chanted. And then come to temple, take darshan. And then in this way they protected him. After 2-3 months he got again very strong. So therefore, in case we are inattentive, like Bharat Maharaj was inattentive, correct? Opposite to Bharat Maharaj was Jada Bharat. Was he inattentive? Extra attentive. He was. So, if somebody is not spiritually strong and inattentive, they are diverted from spiritual energy like taking a U-turn. They come back to Maya. On the other hand, see the top, yellow color one. If a person gets association of fallen conditioned souls, at the same time, what happens to a sincere devotee? Like Prahlad got association of Hiranyakashipu and Chandamaraka. Did he get degraded? No. He was completely surrendered soul. And he is sufficiently fearful of Maya. Always. Trastosmyaham kripanavat saladussahogra samsara chakra kadanadrasatam pranita Baddhasva karma virushat tamatengri moolam pritopavarga sharanam fayase kadanu. Oh my Lord, I am extremely afraid, not of this samsara, in this world consisting of cycle of birth and death, but I am afraid of the non-devotee association, like the Prahlad says. So, people who criticize God. So he says that he is always afraid of Maya and never inattentive, and he is a surrendered soul to Krishna. And the result is what? He always prays to the Lord for protection. See, Prabhupada was praying to Krishna for protection. Prahlad is praying for protection. You will find all great souls pray to Lord for protection from material attachments. So, although they are already detached, but still they pray to Lord for protection. And they also seek the blessings of the Lord to perform their prescribed duty. Like Brahma is offering 4 prayers to Lord Vishnu. He is telling, my dear Lord, please tell me how will I get the knowledge to do my activity. That's one thing he's asking. And then he's asking, while doing my activity, I may come across creations like Rakshasas, Pishachas, Bhutas, Pretas and all those people. When I'm creating them, they're all inauspicious creations. So by associating with them, let me not get degraded. Like that he's praying. Brahma is praying like that. So anybody who is attentively praying to Lord, even the chanting we all do in the morning, we should do in a very, very prayerful mode. We should say that, Krishna, you saved me from this world of Maya, which is burning like a fire. You have given me this Mahamantra through your Vaishnava Guru and Vaishnava friends, and you are giving me your own Mahaprasad. After tasting it, you are giving. So each of those verses, Samsara Davanala, they all are telling one mercy. You know that? Isn't it? You see, the first one talks about the qualities of Guru mercy. Second verse talks about Kirtan mercy. Third verse talks about deity mercy. Fourth verse talks about Prasadam mercy. Fifth one talks about Leela mercy. Sixth one talks about Seva mercy. Like that, each of them is talking about one type of mercy. So one should meditate on all this mercy we are receiving every day. So we should be very grateful while approaching the chanting of the holy name. We should thank the Lord, we should be expressive of gratitude, we should pray to Him for prevention from fall down. We should declare to Him that I am very weak, you are very strong. Ami bodo dukhi, tumi bodo sukhi. We pray that song, no? Mostama patita prabhu, napai bihar. So that type of attitude actually will make you spiritually very strong. On the other hand, if a boy thinks, I am an engineer, I am very learned, I have given so many programs in the college. Like one boy said, hey, till now, Prabhu, in the last 2 years I have covered 4,000 boys. 4,000 boys? He did one-time programs. Some places he had 300 boys, 200 boys. He was an eloquent speaker. He was a great speaker, flamboyant personality. So then I told him, see, you are not coming for yatras, you are not coming for the weekend to the temple. You don't attend your classes, your senior devotees are speaking. But you are very proud that I have given so many classes. Is that attitude good? That proud attitude makes a person weak. A humble attitude makes a person strong. Therefore, in the top you see the yellow boxes. A humble person always seeks blessings, seeks prayers, prays to the Lord, seeks protection. Then he doesn't fall prey to Maya. He is not affected by material contamination. Jadabharat was like that, very alert and attentive. Always keep carrying Lord Vasudeva in his heart. So this is a very easy solution to saving oneself from Maya, keeping alert. So it's a very vast topic. I spoke a few things today on the topic of determination. So you all can remember the story of the sparrow. See, we all are like the sparrow only. Why? Because the sparrow lost her eggs. Who took away the eggs? Ocean. So anybody knows what are the eggs compared to? The eggs are compared to our Krishna consciousness. And the ocean is compared to? Maya. So Maya has stolen our Krishna consciousness. So now the sparrow wanted the eggs back. So what she did? He told, I will dry the ocean and get my eggs back. So she took a few drops of water in a beak of the mouth and went to a faraway place, dropped it and came back. Do you think it can dry the ocean? No, but still, similarly, we all cannot conquer Maya. Can we conquer Maya? Maya is extremely powerful. Krishna says that, Mama Maya, very impossible. But who took notice of that? So who is Garuda compared to? Yeah, Garuda is compared to Prabhupada. Acharya. When Acharya sees that here is a devotee sincerely trying to, get Krishna consciousness back from the ocean like Maya, then the Garuda came in front of the ocean and said, "Hey, give back the eggs." Then immediately Samudradev gave back the eggs. But similarly, you take your Krishna consciousness and go back to Godhead. Maya will continue her business here. You don't have to worry. You go back. Bhagavad Dham Lord Chalo. So therefore, we should be determined like that sparrow in our lives also. Not like that monkey who was weak-minded. So we have given you many clues on determination today. Think about them, remember them, apply them. And easiest way to build our determination is, like if a butter and fire are brought together, the butter must melt. Similarly, if you can avoid unnecessary mixing with opposite sex, never become personal with a woman, never talk privately with a woman. These two are called as intimate association with a woman. Personal and private, you should avoid. Like even if you are all going for a job in your own project, if there are 2 girls and 3 boys in one project, be business-like while dealing with women. Business-like means, madam, here is a computer program, please submit to this thing. Like that, talk in an official tone. Don't become very personal. When you become very personal, you get into trouble. And never privately stay with a woman to talk in a private room. There should always be one more male member with you if you are talking to a woman. Because in the presence of another male member, you can never interact intimately. You know that this fellow is watching. But if you are alone interacting, you will be doomed. So you may ask, why you only told about woman? Maya means only woman? Woman is the number one agent of Maya. Other agents are smaller agents. Na tatasya bhaven moho bandascha anya prasangatah yoshit sangat yata pumso yata tatsangi sangatah. Kapila says that there are many agents of Maya, but woman is topmost. And in your age, that is all the more important to avoid. Because if you avoid woman, along with woman is gone many other things also. All other problems are gone away. So be alert and be prayerful. Be surrendered soul to Guru and Krishna. Be sufficiently fearful of Maya. These are all simple clues. And stay in association. Keep a long distance from Maya. So in this way you got many clues today. And you have Shyam Gopal Prabhu and many other brahmacharis from the temple coming and taking programs for all of you. So take advantage of this wonderful association you are getting. This Noida temple is such a beautiful temple. You have so much nice facility for learning Krishna consciousness here. His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj had a dream that this temple should be like a university where in many floors seminar halls should be there. Students like all of you should come and take part and learn and grow in your Krishna consciousness. That was when Maharaj built this tall building with 5-6 floors, that was his actual desire. Maharaj has a very great vision for Krishna conscious education. In 2002 or end 2003 beginning, he told me that you should arrange a national youth festival in Pune. So if you do all over India, all the youth should be brought under one roof, he said. So Maharaj was the first person who told me that, Paramahansa Lokanath Maharaj. Then we started planning. 2004 we did one youth festival. In that youth festival, 5,000 youths from all over India came. So Maharaj is very inspired and spirited when he sees youth becoming serious in Krishna consciousness. So you all take it up very nicely and help the brahmacharis who are preaching. Brahmacharis are all struggling. They are in their attire of saffron attire and shaven head. They have difficulty reaching into the college. So you all can act as an interface between brahmacharis and the college hostel. So you can bring people for the program and help them put up the programs and develop youth preaching to great heights and bring great joy to Srila Prabhupada's heart. Prabhupada had a great dream that Indians one day will become serious in Krishna consciousness. So all of you are a proof for that. So and I hope that in Noida, in the same manner, preaching will expand more and more. And I wish you all my heartfelt best in all your earnest endeavors. Thank you. See, Saubhari Muni saw 2 fishes mating. Correct, no? Fish mating created such agitation in him that he married 50 daughters of Mandata king. On the other hand, Haridas Thakur also had opened eyes. He saw the prostitute, still he was not agitated because his eyes were tinged with Premanjan. Correct, no? Which means there is one picture you might have seen, no? Buramat deko, Buramat suno, Buramat bolo. Gandhi had these 3 monkeys in his altar. You know that? So he used to have, he was the favorite for Gandhi. So simply closing eyes, closing ears, closing mouth alone is not enough. We have to develop a higher taste and we have to destroy the ignorance in our heart. So study of Shastra.
Om Jnantimirandasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatade Shatarine. I am very grateful and very honored for the graciousness of all of you for allowing me to come into your homes during these turbulent times. Actually, this is the first time I have ever done this Facebook Live, so I hope everything's all right. I was asked to speak on finding hope in turbulent times. The word find brings my heart to remember words from the Bible. Seek and ye shall find. And in our Vedas, the great scriptures of India, there's a Sanskrit term, saragrahi, that true happiness, meaningful purpose in life comes when we learn how to seek the essence. Nature teaches us in so many ways. There is the butterfly and the honeybee. They go from flower to flower seeking the essence, which is nectar. Sometimes the flowers are in great abundance, blooming in the sunshine, and other times they're very far between them. But that butterfly just keeps seeking the essence, does not get distracted from all other temptations. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatade Shatarine. I am very grateful and very honored for the graciousness of all of you, for allowing me to come into your homes during these turbulent times. Actually, this is the first time I have ever done this Facebook Live, so I hope everything's all right. I was asked to speak on finding hope in turbulent times. The word find brings my heart to remember words from the Bible. Seek and ye shall find. And in our Vedas, the great scriptures of India, there's a Sanskrit term, saragrahi, that true happiness, meaningful purpose in life comes when we learn how to seek the essence. Nature teaches us in so many ways. There is the butterfly and the honeybee. They go from flower to flower seeking the essence, which is nectar. Sometimes the flowers are in great abundance, blooming in the sunshine, and other times they're very far between them. But that butterfly just keeps seeking the essence, does not get distracted from all other temptations or other activities that are going on. They deal with them, but they're seeking the essence. And when they find that essence, they drink it, they nourish themselves with it, and they're happy. And then wherever that little bee or butterfly goes, they pollinate the area with that nectar. This idea of pollination is so important, that if you receive something, if you become absorbed in something, then you carry that. And you affect, you influence whoever you're with, wherever you may be. The trees, the plants, so many of the wonderful gifts that are on this earth are depending on those little bees or butterflies or other such people to come and spread that pollen. And what the pollination does is it awakens the potential in those other fruits and flowers and vegetables. Similarly, everyone, we have our negative side and our positive side. There's always darkness and light. We need each other to go into the well where we can draw hope. And then wherever we go, we actually have the power to spread that hope. A fly, for instance, may be seeking unclean places. And therefore, wherever they go, they may be spreading disease. So this idea of looking to the light, looking to the positive, cultivating hope is so very, very important in our own lives and in the world today. And where do we find that nectar? that positive thought, that hope, that spiritual connection. When we seek people who inspire that hope, people who awaken within us that happiness, people who give us a positive dimension in life and help us to see how trifling and insignificant so many of our worries and stresses really are in comparison to the holistic picture of what really matters, the essence. Seeking through the books we read, through the types of entertainment we have, and through a regular spiritual practice. When we put some special time aside every day to make that connection within ourselves, to taste that essence of who we really are and find joy there, then we have a gift, the most beautiful gift that we can share with others in this world, especially in these turbulent times. If a house has a strong foundation, in sunny days or in the most turbulent storms, the house stands and gives everyone shelter who are within that house. But if the house does not have a strong foundation, and the foundation cannot be seen with the eyes, it's supporting everything that can be seen, then when a storm comes, the house may crumble and cannot give shelter to anyone, but rather could cause pain to others. So how it is important that internally we help each other to have a strong inner foundation. The nature of life is sometimes we do not have control over how people behave or circumstances. But we do have some control of how we respond to situations. Our intentions in our response. And also we have the choice to prepare ourselves for these sunny and stormy times in order to respond in a positive, healthy, and compassionate way. People need shelter. We need the shelter of food. We need the shelter of housing. We need the shelter of medicine. But internally, there's another shelter that everyone is seeking. It's the shelter of happiness. Happiness gives us shelter, even in difficult times. Ananda Mayobhyashat, that everyone is seeking the essence of pleasure. Where are we looking for our pleasure? This is really what determines the quality of our life and the legacy we leave behind. Some are seeking the shelter of pleasure in money, in fame, in power, in sex, in many limitless possibilities. And some are seeking shelter in goodness, in kindness, and in God's grace. Ultimately, love is the only principle that gives true happiness to the heart. to love and to be loved. Nityasiddha Krishna prema sajya kabunoi. This means that this love is inherent within everyone. It's our nature. It is our essence. We are the spirit, the living force, whose nature is to love and to be loved, whose nature is to be instrument of a higher compassion in our lives. And what greater opportunity is there to recognize this, to prioritize this, and to seek this in times of turbulence. Hope is a natural quality that sustains life. A little baby, tiny baby, when in a difficult situation, cries. That cry for the mother or someone to come, is there because that little baby has hope that the mother will come to give me love, to give me food, to give me shelter. A tree in the northern provinces, in the winter time, when everything is covered with snow, there's not a single leaf or flower on many of the trees. That tree has patience and a natural, inherent hope. Hope for the springtime to come. And the potential of that tree to blossom with leaves, flowers, sometimes fruit, is there. There's an enthusiasm to grow and a patience for the right time. And when the sun shines brighter and warmer, then how beautiful is springtime. So many flowers, so many leaves, so many fruits are sprouting, blossoming. It's a celebration of hope. Some time back, I was in the Middle East, in the country of Bahrain, giving some talks. And I was brought by some friends to an extraordinary place. We drove into a desert where there was no life to be seen anywhere, just sand. And in this desert, it's normally 100, 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And there is a tree. It's a huge tree, full with green leaves. It's been there for over 100 years. They call it the tree of life. Where does that tree get water from? There's no bodies of waters, there's no rivers that anyone can see for miles and miles and miles around. But somehow or other, even in those most difficult situations where there's sandstorms and heat storms, that tree just keeps growing. And in doing so, is showing us how we could grow in difficult circumstances if we have a positive attitude, if we cultivate hope, if we strive to actually be an instrument of positive change. But these things happen for a human being when we choose to seek that essence. Actually, Many of the greatest literature, music, many of the greatest advances in science, technology, in sports have come in times of great crisis. Because people seek something not just outside of themselves, but something inside so that they can make a difference on the outside. In politics, which I don't know so much about, but in the United States of America, perhaps the person who is the favorite, considered the most successful president in the history of America is Abraham Lincoln. And he served his presidency when the Civil War broke out. And hundreds and thousands of Americans were killing themselves in this battle. When slavery and racism were plaguing large parts of our country. And he was fighting against it in a bitter war. My beloved spiritual teacher, Srila Prabhupada, he wrote something that really defined in my heart what we should be striving for. He wrote, "The greatness of a person should be estimated by how we tolerate provoking situations, how we respond to difficult, challenging times." And it's not easy. But whether it's in sports or academics or any other way, we grow when we're willing to thoughtfully, enthusiastically respond to stress, to pressure, sometimes even to heartbreak. To look for the opportunity. This does not mean our hearts become callous to the suffering around us. It doesn't mean we become indifferent to protecting ourselves, our own health, and our loved ones. We must be very realistic. This body is a sacred gift, given by nature, given by God, that can be used for a sacred purpose. So it's our responsibility to take care of the health of this body to the best we possibly can. And to also extend ourselves to help others. But we do know that inevitably old age, disease, and death will come. The great people throughout history have taught us that this reality does not diminish our enthusiasm and our hope in life. There's a beautiful verse in the Bhagavad Gita that's spoken by Krishna. Matra sparashastu konteya sitosna sukha dukkata agamapayano nityastams tadikshasva bharata. That the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, success, failure, victory, defeat, health, disease, honor, dishonor, they are victory and defeat. They are all coming and going like the winter and summer seasons. If the compass of our purpose and goal in life is pointed in the direction of the most positive thought, of discovering that inner essence of the love within ourselves and sharing that love in whatever we may do, then every situation that comes upon us, we will seek the chance to grow. In the world we live, so many of the serious problems are due to a very superficial, let us say shallow, perspective of happiness and life itself. The deeper, the more inclusive our awareness is, the more we can find joy and share it. How superficial. We judge a person by the color of their skin, by the shape of their eyes, by the size of their body, by the sex they're born in. A deeper understanding is that regardless of all these differences, we are all human. There's a sisterhood and a brotherhood of humanity. We're connected. We're from the same source. A deeper understanding than that is that we're not just a particular sex or color, we're not just humans, but we are that spirit, that conscious force, that life that's within us. When we connect to our true self, who am I? That's when the spiritual dimension of our life unfolds. And that's where the greatest meaning and purpose can be. This body's ever changing. This mind is ever changing. But the witness, the true self, is me, is you. And when we connect to that inner self, we understand our true harmony with God. We understand our true harmony with humanity. In fact, we understand our harmony with all living beings, wherever there's life. And in nature, Mother Nature, we're no longer finding joy in exploiting, pursuing the satisfaction of our egos or our selfishness. But we become instruments of that truth within us, God's love. We become instruments of compassion. That is the opportunity that actually we all have. That same seeking of the essence can be applied to religion. In the Vedas, the great scriptures of India, the name of the religion is Sanatan Dharma, which means the eternal nature of the soul. Savaipung sang parodharmo yato bhaktirar hokshajaya hoitaki apratihataya yatma suprasidati. The supreme Dharma is to awaken the love that is within our hearts and to value the greatest of all treasures, to serve others with that love. That's what nourishes and gives joy to the heart. This idea is beyond any conception of sectarianism, because at the very heart, at the very essence of all true spiritual paths, is this awakening of our true nature. The first and great commandment in the Old Testament and the New Testament is to love God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. And what is the natural expression of that love? To love your neighbor as yourself. Everyone is our neighbor. And we can recognize that when we know ourself. There's a beautiful verse, and my teacher taught that this little verse is the very purpose of all the scriptures in the world, of life itself. Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu. That our greatest intention in life is let all beings be happy. How to have this consciousness in the ever-changing circumstances of life. To seek that essence. In the world we're living today, it is an unprecedented time in our lives. But in world history, many such things have happened. In Mumbai, I'm part of overseeing a hospital which does a lot of charitable work. And we've seen the devastating effects of massive earthquakes and terrorist attacks and famine. And along with helping people heal their bodies, along with helping people to have confidence and hope for what they could be and what they could give those who they love. That spiritual connection, we find, is what people are really hungry for. It is a very difficult time. But from a spiritual perspective, serious crisis has been so much a part of all religions' histories. The Jewish people were slaves for generations. The Christians were persecuted, crucified. Islam, it began in this condition where there was so much antagonism and danger. The Baha'i faith, much of their literatures was written by a saint who was in prison. And then there is Buddha, at the most difficult crisis of his whole life, where he was depressed by seeing birth, old age, disease, and death. He left his home to seek the essence. And in the Hindu religion, the primary scripture is Bhagavad Gita. It was spoken at a traumatic time between two armies, just prior to a major
So
war.
destroys ignorance gradually. And faith.
Why? We all want peace. We all want happiness. We all want love. Those beautiful gifts that we're seeking, we must seek. by the choices we make. Through our spiritual practice, through the company of people we keep, through the ways we spend our time whenever possible, we can cultivate that inner awareness, cultivate those values, those virtues. And then we could really appreciate all those people who are out there today risking their lives to help other people. We could really appreciate the opportunities we have to be instruments to give hope and to give happiness, even in these turbulent times. There was a great saint, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who wrote, "Where there is the greatest necessity, there is the greatest opportunity to serve." There's a well-known story of a great king. And he went through fame, prosperity. He went through being defeated, running for his life. And then again, he gained prosperity. But there was a jewel of wisdom that he was given that was the foundation of his life. This thing shall pass. Everything changes in this world. We need that foundation. We need that inner security shelter. And in giving we receive. Like that little bee or that little butterfly, please, let us seek the essence of who we are and what we have. And let us pollinate our loved ones and the world. Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu. And strive in whatever big or tiny way to make our life truly wonderful by helping to make all living beings happy. Thank you very much.